Chepsongol.
On issue to do with health.
Yes, your time is over, but
we'll come back to you. Hold on. Just hold on.
Yes, thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Chepsongol. I would still wish to insist that as we tackle some of these questions, we be very specific. Like when you say we are going to see loopholes in corruption, give us at least one or two ways in which you intend to do things differently. Mheshimiwa Silas Tochim, any incidences of corruption that you think are the things that are taking back this county? And specifically, what measures do you intend to take so that we have a better county with you as a senator?
Thank you very much. I feel I should say something on diversity, and
yes, please.
Just in a minute.
Sure.
Well, Baringo, we are endowed with resources, vast resources actually, right from the oil, you have the minerals, we have ruby, we have the fluorspar, all over. We have power, it's untapped power in Baringo. So in this diversity of resources, when I will be the senator, I will go out there to get partners, to get investors who will come and help us tap and make use of these resources. The blessing of diversity in communities. We have different communities, we have different cultures, and when I will be the senator, I will promote unity of cohesion and integration as a family of Baringo to live together as one, united. And on the issue of corruption,
yes, please.
You've said I be specific, and you can check in my page.
Yes,
I've been very specific in criticizing the governor, the present governor, for corruption which is happening in Baringo, and I've mentioned about that house there, the governor's house. And I mentioned earlier, and it came up later, and it is in the EACC query, that money used in that, the renovation, and the re-renovation again, and the money used to buy the governor's residence land, which is idle down there in Kapkut, was inflated, and no one has even bothered to build that house. The money which was used to renovate the governor's house here, which was initially built by Jamaba down there in 1995-96.
Yes, please.
They used money which is even enough to build 2 governor's house.
What amount of money could that be?
The taxpayers' money was used to renovate a house, and the taxpayer money was used to buy a land in Kapkut, and no one has even thought of building. Here we have the stadium. Money has been used, and the stadium is still bending. We have the abattoirs, which is
maybe before we move to the abattoirs and even the stadium, restricting ourselves to the governor's residence, do we have a figure?
Yes, the land which was bought in Kapkut was estimated to be 10 million per acre, and they bought 10 acres. And the land down there is not even more than 3 million. And that was back there in those days. So the figures are there. You can check.
Yeah, it's
it
true.
is in the query of
all right. Okay.
So as a senator, how do you intend to tackle such kind of incidences?
As a senator, somebody must be arrested, must be jailed, and pay back the money from Mwananchi.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Tochim. Go to the next speaker.
Picking from what, let's be orderly. Let's hear our guests in silence, please. Picking up from what activities before then.
Okay, thank you very much, Jepsoy. Before I go to that, I would like to talk about diversity.
All right.
See, this county of ours, it is actually county of honey and milk. And it's only that we need very serious leaders. For instance, we have minerals in 2 sides of TRT and parts of North Baringo. We have diatomite, we have colt. There's a place called Cap Colt near Kipsaraman. So it's only that we have not utilized that. Number 2, we have agriculture. We have, there's cotton in 2 sides of Paraweza, but it has not been tapped, it has not been planted. Currently we are doing coffee, but we are still doing it in a very minimal manner.
Right.
And finally,
Yes.
I would like to, in diversification, there's tourism. Tourism in this count of ours has not been utilized in any way. Reason being, we have hills in this, we have lakes
Right.
in Baringo, but it has not been utilized properly.
All right.
So if I'll be given that opportunity, I'll make sure that all those will be implemented to ensure that we also get revenue to build our county.
All right.
And then on corruption, there is I have a remedy. I've talked about that I'm a professional, me naitwa dawa ya procurement. I have a remedy for these guys. And the remedy is
Yes.
they should be, they have the better home for themselves. That is jail. In fact, they should be prosecuted and taken to jail. Reason being, like I've been a businessman, and I've not been a businessman only in Baringo County.
All right.
But Baringo County is one of the worst because the way my colleague, Senator Japsongol, is saying, it is that percentage. It is real. In fact, it is upfront. That's what they require, which is very wrong. So the best thing is they should be prosecuted and taken to jail. And then number two, I also like to thank the president because of the introduction of e-procurement. This system, I have it in my fingertips. It will eliminate corruption in this country of ours, Kenya. So when this thing will be implemented, even if they are refusing to implement, I would like to urge the president, I would like to tell the president, please give me that opportunity and I'll make sure that e-procurement will be implemented.
I hear you. Now, Wakili, let's still go back to the issue of diversity and the issue of inequity in this county. How will you handle the issue of inequity within Baringo County, having in mind what your colleague has just mentioned about the funds that are coming in to Baringo County?
Thank you, Chipsoy.
Yes.
First of all, I have to say that I want to put this into perspective.
Yes.
First of all, my two colleagues have been legislators at the county level.
All right.
They have been ward representative.
All right.
And in law, they say that you cannot approbate and reprobate at the same time.
All right.
They cannot cry more than us, and they had an opportunity to sit in a government that was very corrupt, and they had an option of even impeaching the governor.
All right.
Yes, they had an opportunity of doing that. So they cannot cry more than us. You cannot cry more than they believe in a funeral. Okay, secondly, there's the issue of diversity that you've raised. I also see it from different angles.
All right.
Diversity means a variety.
All right.
We are different.
All right.
I also see it in terms of the youths. You see, Baringo County have the youth. We have the women. We have the older people. We have the persons with disability. These are people who are easily forgotten. As we speak right now, when devolution was brought by the Constitution of Kenya 2010, its intention was to ensure that power is exercised at the lowest level, which is the mwananchi, kwa chini kabisa. As we speak right now, among all the decision makers, a few people, I'll say that even maybe 1% are the youths. And that's why you see we come boldly to step into these shoes so that we can be part of the decision-making table. Otherwise, we'll be the menu. So the question was on?
The difference between the equity and sharing between the two. How would you make sure that is within this diversion? So that, because Ambich has just mentioned about the minorities and other groups who might not have representation in the assembly.
Yes, that question can be answered by public participation.
All right.
Public participation is a doctrine that is encapsulated in on the issue of the devolution. It's among the principle of devolution under Article 174 of the Constitution. And I can say that when it comes to public participation, there is the qualitative public participation as per the decision of the Supreme Court of Kenya. There is the qualitative public participation and there is the quantitative public participation.
Right.
You see, You can either choose to come and do it for formality. That is what we always see.
All right.
And I say so because you have asked me a very important question on the issue of equitable fund. Yes. You said, I think you have...
Yes, sure.
Yes.
So, it's the same question.
How does...
Kabun, you can move...
How does the young people participate in the decision making?
All right.
It is through the public participation.
All right.
If we ensure that we marry the
I
two,
hear you.
the qualitative and the quantitative public participation,
All right.
I'm very sure everybody, including the minorities,
All right.
because the minorities, they come from somewhere.
All right.
And the word from the word level.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Mheshimiwa Mundulel, in Baringo County, there are projects which are stalled in Baringo County. Can you highlight around 4 or 5, and why are we there as a county?
Thank you, Chief Soy. I believe we can name several projects that are stalled, especially those that are white elephant projects, like the one my brother Tochim has been repeating, the stadium, because it is the face of the county. We don't have even one sports facility that is complete. Number 2, we talked about the Abeta, but it's now almost complete. We talked about the FTC, or the BAMCOS project, that has been ongoing for a very long time. We cannot talk about roads that are incomplete. We cannot even start mentioning about bridges. The culverts that are yet to be done, there are those that have been dammed along the roads and have not been fixed. So you will ask yourself, why do we have this challenge, and yet there is a budget for that and money was allocated for the same project?
Sure.
I believe the elephant in the room is, where does the money go? And I believe for a very long time we've not had an intentional senator, because the first role of a senator is oversight. That is beyond the oversight done by the members of the county assembly. So the problem is having a senator who is intentional with oversight. I believe we had our first senator, who is Gideon Moi. Gideon Moi had his challenges, positives. Now we had Cheptumo. But from my angle and perspective, and what motivates me to vie for this seat, is I would like to go and do a detailed audit of projects that have been done in Baringo since the start of devolution. Audit in this way. Can we look at a specific project, ask ourselves how much has been allocated to this project, how far is the project, when was it supposed to be completed, why has it not been completed, who was the contractor, where is the money? All those questions need to be answered. And the good thing is, once you've raised a query about a project, it is easier to invite the Senate Oversight Committee to come and do the assessment, and thereafter give a report and recommendation on what happened. And if we find somebody now who maybe indulged their hands into the Hanija, now we can deal with that person according to the provision of the law. But the main thing is, we have a senator who is intentional on oversight, especially on stalled projects.
Before I let Karanja come in, Mheshimiwa Tochim, somebody mentioned that you had an opportunity to have order and discipline in terms of mitigating the issues of corruption. You mentioned the issue of renovation of the governor's office and some other issues that are stuck. For example, you mentioned the issue of Kimalel Abattoir. It's been at 98% since 2020. And you've had an opportunity, you and Mheshimiwa Chepsongol have had an opportunity to be in this house. What is making these projects stagnate for far much too long, at 2%? Almost every time we hear at the press conference that we're almost at 2%. 2% has remained. 2%. You had an opportunity. Why would people believe that you will do it this time round?
Thank you very much. I am in record, and it is, well, they say the internet will never forget. I was in the second assembly. And most of these projects, the stadium, the abattoir, the issue of the governor's house, the issue of the renovations, and most of the projects like the markets,
Yeah.
They were started in the first assembly.
Yes.
And then it went all the way. Even the issue of, there was the procurement of the fire engines.
Yes.
And in the second assembly,
Right.
we came in and we pushed for the projects, which of course we are in record. During our time, that is the time when all the projects were done. In my ward, then guess what? Most of the projects were done and we finished.
Right.
The issue of the, say, abattoir, I'm very clear in my mind.
All right.
What affected the completion was the procurement.
All right.
The procurement, there are guys who are there who wanted to get, they wanted a cut, they wanted a percentage.
All right.
They went there, the procurement, when it was almost finished, it went back again. And you see, these were grants.
All right.
By the EU.
From the UN. Yeah.
And then
the EU, yeah.
it affected that.
All right.
So I want to say, the problem starts from the head and it goes down. Mm-hmm. So you've asked me, what did you do? Yeah. We did our part.
All right.
We did our part during our time and we left. And then the problem is just extending and going and going. Mm-hmm. The problem we have now is the partnership which the executive has done with the assembly.
All right.
When we find the executive and the assembly staying together, dining together, the result and the outcome, Mwananchi will suffer. The projects will delay. I have said on and on again that the governor and the MCS, they signed a treaty that we will kula yako, mimi kula yangu. That is why the MCS will never even criticize the governor. Mm-hmm. And that is why the corruption is ongoing. Go and check in my Facebook page. Go and check in the internet. I've been criticizing the governor all through, even when I was MCA.
All right.
Check in my word. All the projects were done. There is no corruption. All right. I'm very clear. My mind and my hands are clean.
Yes, yes.
That is why I want the senator to give a proper oversight.
I am tempted to also ask Chepsongol. Mheshimiwa wakili amesema mnaomboleza kushinda mfiwa kwa sababu ilhali mlikuwa kwenye karibu. Mheshimiwa,
let's welcome Daniel Kipto. Please appreciate him.
Karibu sana.
Let's appreciate him. Do the greetings as fast as you can, because you came late, otherwise we will surcharge you. All right, all right. Please
Thank you, sir. Find a place to sit.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen in the audience and those of us in the online audience, Mheshimiwa Daniel Kipto in the house. We will give him an opportunity to acclimatize as we proceed. Mheshimiwa Chepsongol, hii maneno yako 10 yangu 10. Umekuwa kwenye County Assembly leadership. Ni hakikisho gani? Which assurance are you giving the people of Baringo County that you will do things differently while restricting yourself to representation, oversight and legislation? Again, kuna hii maneno ya public participation. Kuna tetesi kwamba we go to the public participation and then the money that you as a senator has mobilized zikuje pale kwenye county, there is ineffective way of allocating to the projects, so that we find a borehole, we dig 7 boreholes, we are not able to equip them, and then we end up with those stalled projects that